Hello, 6th grade first violins, Mr. D here with your promised tutorial. I'm going to start and I'm going to focus first on the most difficult places. And as you see, I have this wonderful specimen here, a violin with tapes, because my own violin does not have tapes. I have this here to help you understand how to play your part better. So first, I'm going to start with the 24 with pickup part. I'm going to play it through slowly. Then I'm going to play it the way that it's supposed to sound like. And I'm going to give you a couple of steps to practice it to make it better. Then I'm going to move to another part. Okay, so this is slow. 1. Okay, so now this is how it's supposed to sound in tempo. Okay, so there are some held notes, and those you don't need to practice necessarily, but please remember that anything, no matter how difficult it is, if you chop it up in small pieces and you practice the little pieces, it will be easy to put back together, and you can literally learn anything. So make sure that you start with a low tube. So this. The more you repeat it, the more accurate your fingers will become. So that's right at 24. Now you need to practice the next motion. So I'm starting up bow, and I'm going to do 50 or 100 times. You can join me and you can practice it together with the video as many times as you want. 2, 3. Okay, so that's the first part. It should be pretty easy to do. Now make sure that after that on an up bow you have a high 3. See? My third finger is right in between these two tapes, but I see a lot of you put your third finger when you attempt to play high 3 just a little bit above the third tape. That's not enough. It has to be right in between. And because my finger is a lot bigger than yours guys, it actually looks closer to the fourth finger tape. So the next motion you need to learn and practice is going from the first finger in order to be able to differentiate. Instead of putting as you're used to normal 3, you need to put that is also a quick run. So with the normal 3, just at 29, you just need to practice the low 2. Again, starting up bow. Okay, then we have another. Okay, that should be the same as the way that you practiced it in the 24. Now at 33, we need to establish and we need to make sure that the coordination between bow and fingers is good. So it starts on up bow on 3. Okay, so I'm going to repeat this many times and you should do it together with me. And 1. Okay, if you want to chop it up in even smaller pieces, there is the passage of the 16 notes. So make sure are very clean. Probably you'll be able to do it in the slow tempo, but in the fast tempo that becomes a problem for coordination, and therefore you need to speed it up as you're practicing it. And then I'll practice 34. When you teach your fingers, repeating only 2 or 3 times does not work. Sometimes you have to repeat more than 20 times, even 50 or 100. So I wouldn't be too shy of keeping to repeat, just to make sure that your hands coordinate. Now low one. Same thing. Good. And then comes the one that's really difficult with the high 3. Notice that just last I'm practicing with the 4th finger. So you can practice. That is going to be the difficult one to coordinate because it involves 3rd and 4th finger. So you can start on the down bow right at the beginning of that line at 38. A. And then the last one before 40. Okay, so once you have done that, I'm going to do it once again for you to check. Now it's the time to check if you can follow up at the speed, and if to notice if there are any spots that need additional practicing. And so I'm 24 with pickup, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if you are need to practice more, rewind this video and do it again until you are able to play it just at the speed that I did. Now I'm going to turn the page and I'm going to practice with you 59. Same thing, there are places that are easier in that passage, but when you put it together it becomes difficult for coordination. So I'm going to do it once slowly, and then I'm going to stop just before 67. That is going to be a different section. Okay, and then I'm going to play the tempo and show you how to practice it. Okay, so 59 slowly, and 1, oh, that was my bad, sorry, I did not see that. It's a C sharp. Let me start again. Okay, now let me play it at the tempo. 3, 4, 1. Okay, now slowly how to practice this. This obviously won't need that much. You just have to verify that you have. I play 4 here, but when I play the next, I play open string. This one would need coordination. First, I will start with the 16 notes. For coordination. Then I'll add the stuff before that. So then you should use your fourth finger. Anytime you have the opportunity to practice your fourth finger, you should, in order for it to become nice and strong and an asset to your playing instead of being the finger that you avoid. Now, next part needs practicing. Now, if you don't plan carefully here, you might end up with open string. So many bow changes. So my plan for you is to reduce the number of bow changes, and when you play, do that with 4 and 3, and then off. Okay, so this is how it goes. 1, now 4 3. Now you can play open. Okay, so let's split it up in practicing parts. Okay, second half of that measure. Notice my two fingers fall together. Good. And then we come the section before 67. There are a couple of patterns here. In order to coordinate it, first you have to make sure that you can play the triplet quickly. Then I would add the C sharp, so a bow. It's literally that fast. That's the tempo of it. Now you can add the A's. Notice how many times I have put things on a loop in order to save time and to get efficient practicing. This is another example of that. Then once you're done with that, you can keep going at 67. Make sure lower. So, same process. Make sure that you can play quickly. And then add. Then you can add even the first note at 72. For coordination. And then once you do it correctly, then you speed it up. Same process, make sure. Now that's a lower. Have to move the finger. Then the same. Low. It doesn't really matter how you play it. I actually do think that here open string sounds better. Okay, now let me go and play it once slowly from 59 and once quickly at 59. Okay, and now quickly at 59. 1, 2, 1. and then 86. That is a place that you need to practice. Again, if you split it up, it will be easy to practice. Okay, there is a low one here. So what I do, I would make sure first practice the string crossing. Then you can add one more note. Then you speed it up. Add one more note. Then you can table it for a little bit. Then you can start on that low too. So I would create two practicing patterns. The first one is 4 plus 1 note. And then the second set of 4 plus 1 notes. So once I'm able to do quickly each one of those, and then I'll add them together. Okay, and last but not least, I'm just going to do at the beginning just to verify that your 3 is right in between the tapes and it's not just like, which sounds not so good. Did you notice how I did the crescendo? So you could practice this as well. Okay? Okay, good luck practicing.